Hi, it's Bronwyn, and we are here for the last Black Mental Health is Black Health for the year of 2024. Wow. Yep, we're about at the end of the year. There are 2 weeks left, but since there's Christmas and New Year's, and this Thursday is the day after both, we'll just end today. I'm going to end. I'm the guest, the only person tonight, and we are going to talk about can we really thrive in 2025? Yes. And we're going to talk about and give some tips as to what to do. But if you've been here before, you know what we have to do. We've got to take some deep breaths in, some deep breaths out, just to have that woosah moment. Get rid of the cares of the day and be ready to plan and move forward. So let's do it. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Just that woosah, that moment to take a breath and to be able to move forward, to relax from the cares of the day and to say, okay, I've got this. So, as I stated, this is the last Black Mental Health is Black Health for the year of 2025. I want to thank all of you who have listened throughout the year and saying it's time we get ready to put 2024 to bed. But as we do that, I first want to say that there'll be some changes possibly in the show as we move forward. We will be on hiatus until January 16th, taking a few moments to redefine, retool, and just look at making things better. This year, my goal is to change the status of this show to just something little into something big. Not because I personally want to just blow up and be big. I really think we have good messages here that can help our people thrive. So I want to work to make this become more amenable to more people. I really don't know how to do that. So in the next month, I'm going to learn how. Wow, that's pretty ambitious. If you have any ideas on how I can do that, feel free to reach out and say, hey, here's some ideas for you, or hey, I can help you. Just message me through, if you're on Facebook, just send me that message. Or if you don't know, you could go to my website, which is ablecc.org. Click the contact link and send me a message. Say, hey, let's talk. Here's some great ideas. Or if you just have ideas that you want to give me, let me know. We'll continue to focus on all aspects of life through the lens of mental health, which is what we do here. And we will continue also to look at it through a spiritual, mental, and physical point of view. I maintain that they work together and we can't get rid of it. We can't change it. They go together. We're one body. So our physical and our mental are not separated. And our spiritual, whatever your spiritual may be, is on top of all of that. So we will continue to do that. We just wanted to get the word out to more and more people. Need your help in doing that. I will continue with the Monday through Friday, Moment of Positivity. If you don't know, on the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, under the name Black Mental Health is Black Health, I do a minute to 2 minutes every day in the middle of the day, somewhere between 11:30, 1:30. I can't always do it at 12, depending on where my clients are. Just come on and we do a few deep breaths, have that woosah moment, a positive thought, and move on. So you can check us out as well. Those will continue during this time. So, with all that being said, let's jump into 2025. Man, well, just when saying 2025 and talking to people, you hear about fear, apprehension, trepidation, just at the mention, just say that number, 2025. it brings into mind so many to so many the idea about Project 2025. It brings in concerns under the new president will go into office in 2025. People are concerned with the new president's cabinet picks, thinking that's not good. Not just for us, it's not good for anybody. People are concerned about things like the elimination of DEI, um, voter suppression that's already in place. How will it increase? Women's rights, what's going to happen? So there's so many issues that we as African Americans face, like I say, and they face just people in general, not even just African Americans. So when you say 2025, oh, is what you get. Wow. So the list can go on and on. The whole thought of Project 2025 can be foreboding, can be scary. And all of the issues I named and more can negatively impact your mental well being. Makes you think, oh, what's going on? Wow, can't do it. I'm scared. Living in fear is not going to make it go away. So rather than live in fear, we need to live in power. Well, how can I be in power when I have no power? Da, da, da. Yeah, but we do. And so I want us to look at changing how we plan for 2025. And I'm saying we need to plan to thrive. Yes, the economy might be really crazy. Things are going to, the trajectory we seem to be on is that things are going backwards for African Americans. It's going to be rough. Well, that may be true, but we need to look at our focus. So, what will our focus be? We can look. I remember my mom used to say, her dad always said, we ate steaks before the Depression, we ate steaks during the Depression, and we ate steaks after the Depression. Now, it wasn't about eating steaks. It was his way of saying that, we survived. We survived before the Depression. We survived, and this is as a people, during the Depression, and we survived after the Depression. Were things bad? Yeah, but we survived and we thrived. Like you said, they ate steaks before, during, and after the Depression. One of the things, with being African American and being in America, there was a lot of distrust in institutions because they don't always play in our favor. So in that case, a lot of Blacks didn't keep their money in banks because banks were not the best. Like one of the very first institutions that allowed Blacks to put money in a bank was Freedmen Saving Banks, and it was a private savings bank chartered by the U.S. Congress back in March of 1865. It collected deposits from newly emancipated communities. There were 37 branches in 17 states. Had over 67,000 depositors. However, things went awry. The bank failed in 1874. And it was because speculation by banks' white officials throughout its existence. It was undermined and it failed. Now, and we did earlier on, I'm not going to do a whole history of banking, but I'm saying we do now have Black-owned banks that we can trust. But we have had a history of inability to trust institutions. So a lot of Blacks during the 20s didn't have their money in these banks because they would still mistrust. Whereas there were, between 1888 and 1934, there were about 134 Black-owned banks, a community like that in the country. However, that's 134. So there wasn't, a lot of times there were just no bank you could trust. So Black folk kept their money at home. And so when the Depression hit and the banks crashed, it's like, well, that's sad, but that's not going to impact me. How does that impact us now? I'm not saying take your money and keep it at home. We need to learn to invest. We need to learn how to make our money work for us. I'm just saying that there are ways that we can thrive and survive when we work together. So I thought of 5 things that we can do to help us learn to thrive in 2025. The first is we need to change our mindset. Now, the mindset of so many people, and I get it, is 2025 is going to be devastating. They got Project 2025 out here. This new president doesn't look like it's going to be a good thing for us. And you know, when America gets a cold, black folks get the flu. When America gets the cold, black America gets pneumonia. So whatever happens bad to America is times 10 for us. And whereas everything I said can be true, Project 2025 is ugly. When something happens to America, it happens worse in our community. Doesn't look like this president and his plans are going to be in our favor. Well, that can be very true, but is that going to be our focus? We need to learn to re-embrace the thought of we. And by that, I mean think community and not think individual. As we face these negative things, we need to look at how we change it together. How do we respond? How do we work together? In doing so, that can begin to help us thrive. So that first point rolls right into it. It is the importance of we. There's an Ubuntu from the African notion of Ubuntu. I am because we are because I am. When we can embrace the we-ness of it all, as a human being, your humanity and your personhood, you are fostered in relationship to other people. How can we begin to really focus on the we-ness of our community? We do this together. We support each other. My humanity is based on your humanity, and it starts in our community. And it doesn't end there. We look at the greater community, not just in our community, our African American selves, but even in our country. But it has to start here. When we think about, as I said, the fear we face, and as we change our mindset and redevelop this mindset of I am because we are because I am. And when we have that we mindset and work together with the things that are arrows that are going to be thrown at us, and there will be some arrows going to be thrown, flaming arrows, but I might not be able to put out that flaming arrow by myself. But when we come together, I might have one little shield, but we come together and put all our big shields together, we have a wall and we can make some differences. So the second point is work on our we-ness. Now, the third one, first 1, 2, and 3, they all kind of relate to each other. As we first change our mindset and develop a system of we, then as we perpetuate the notion of we need to start spending our money with each other. I talked a little about, the banking institutions, and we need to spend our money with each other. In the past, some people said, well, yeah, you're right. Back in the day, black folks spent money with black folk because we didn't have anywhere else to spend it. Well, in 2025, that may be the same issue. But as we support each other and spend our money with each other, we build our greater community. That's part of that sense of we. We support each other. We spend money with each other. Now, there are some things, this is a hard one. But before I say that, we've got to embrace the power of our dollar. And as we support each other and support our community, we can be a stronger community. And there are some reasons I hear that people say they don't want to buy black. And here's one that, I'm going to give you two. There are a bunch, but these two just, chat my hide. Well, it costs more money. I can go to this big box store and spend less for the same item. Or how do I know the quality of their products? So number one, let's talk about how much you might have to pay. The bigger the entity doing the purchasing, the more they can purchase. The more you purchase, i.e. buy in bulk, the less you pay per item. So if I'm buying 100 items, per cost is more to buy 100 than it is to buy 1,000. So if I can buy 1,000, maybe I'm going to pay 57 cents per item. If I buy 100, I might be paying $1.20 per item. So if I'm paying more, I have to charge more to make a profit. So Yeah, you're going to spend more. And guess what? Maybe if we start spending more money with each other, then as a Black business owner, I can buy more because I have more demand. And as I buy more, I'm putting out less. And you know what? I might be able to pass that savings on to you and not have to charge as much. But is it worth it? The little bit more you pay at a big box store versus a Black owned business that's importing your own is, are you really, you're thinking about yourself. And I understand sometimes the bottom line is I've got to spend as little as possible as I can because I don't have a lot to spend. I got it. But when we can, we have to do it. I make a purpose when I go out to eat. I look up Black owned restaurants. There is one app called Okra, and it will tell you Black owned restaurants in your area. Or you can literally Google Black owned restaurants near me, and it will give you, and it'll have the little logo. And then I check and make sure it really is. But it takes some work and some effort to go out of your way to say, I am going to spend money with people that look like me. As you're doing that, you're helping your community. Another thing, this one just really gets on my nerves. I don't like doing business with Black people. They just don't have no business sense. And I went to buy such and such, buy something from this person over there, and they just were rude or they just didn't have it all together. Whenever I hear that, I always ask the question, have you ever had a bad experience at a white-owned business? And you get quiet because they know I'm going. I said, well, yeah. I said, well, do you ever say, I'm never going to spend money with white people because I don't like the way I was dealt with at that one store? Yeah, people tend to get quiet. So we tend to penalize every Black business owner because of one negative experience. Now, it could be that the experience was so negative you don't need to go back. I get that. You spend your money where you want to, where you need to, and where you're getting good service. But by that same token, do we paint a broad stroke and say, I'm not dealing with any Black owned business owner because this business, maybe I had 3 bad experiences. I'm wiping out all my experiences and all my future ventures with any Black business because 2 or 3 people did a bad job, because we don't do that the same with other non-Black owned businesses. We're okay. So stop and think. Let's be logical. Do we stop and disappoint and hurt ourselves as a community? And maybe we need to, if not us, have somebody else have a discussion with these business owners. You know what? As a Black person, I come to your business because I want to support you, but what I'm getting bothers me because. So begin to help take responsibility. You may or may not get a good reaction, but you're only responsible for doing your part. So we can think of hundreds of reasons not to spend money with us. But we need to stop. I will work to debunk every reason you have, but those are 2 of the biggest ones I hear. Oh, they just, the Black folk don't know how to do business. Well, maybe you, the person who feels that way, let's work to help get some more business ownership, get business owners to help other business owners rather than just write everybody off. Because when we do that, we're writing off ourselves. That's not a good thing. Another thing, number 4, is become more interdependent as a community. Connect with each other like never before. We want to develop trust in ourselves, our families, and our communities. How do we do that? By connecting. I was talking with someone the other day, and they were planning to do some community workshops with 2 different entities in the community that they've worked together maybe in the past, but they see different sides. One deals more with the church community, one deals more with the grassroots Afrocentric community. So they want to come together and do some workshops and some different activities that support each other, because they're still dealing with the community. As the Black community, we're not a monolith. They're different. We see the world through different eyes, but we do have that one commonality. So these are 2 different organizations that meet different needs in the community, come together, and what you have, this community needs. What you have, this community needs. So when they come together, they can broaden their impact. So when we become interdependent and connect with like minds, connect with differing minds, but connect with people in our community so that we can do more, see more, serve more. So when we become interdependent, we are back to that we. We are, I am because we are. We are because I am. But that's that interdependent. And we work with each other. We focus on each other. We do things together. We support each other. It can happen. Whew. And the last, number 5, is swap out fear for action. I've talked about a few positive ways we can impact our community: spending in our community, believing in our community, believing in ourselves, supporting each other. So, as we do that, we need to swap out fear for action. What action can you do? Um, think about your own space. Where are you? It can begin in your home, in your neighborhood, in your job, with your neighbors, with your family, wherever you are. Swap out fear for action. Yes, there's a lot of reasons to be worried about what 2025 looks like. I am not negating that. But I'm saying, as I said in the beginning, we need to change our focus. Let's swap out our fear, because fear can paralyze. Fear can put you in the fight or flight stage. Neither is going to be helpful. Action, purposeful action to make a difference, that's what's going to be helpful. So, what can you do in your community? What change can you make? What can you look at to say, I matter, my community matters, I want to make a difference? So as I end for 2025, I have a little activity we're going to do at the end. But as I end, I want us to think about, okay, 2025 is coming whether we like it or not. Many things are going to happen that we don't have control over. But we do have the ability to continue to thrive in 2025. Your thriving is not going to be just you yourself. Your thriving is going to be because you are part of a community, a larger community that you want to change, a larger community that you can change, because you understand it's not about me, it's about we. As we end today and end for the year, I wanted to end with a relaxation exercise, a whole body relaxation exercise. I do several, and the one I just came to mind, I think want to do is a tension release, and I'll tell you why. We're talking about 2025. It's a lot of tension. So we're going to practice for a moment how to tense and release and learn to let go of some stress, because 2025 has stress coming its way. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to take some deep breaths. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. Take in a deep breath. Slowly let it out. Take in another deep breath. Slowly let it out. I want you to sit and be present where you are. Feel the weight of the chair underneath you or the bed or wherever you're sitting. Just feel it. Notice where you are. As you sit, I want you to squeeze your toes tight, tight, tight. Now let them go and feel the release of the tension in your feet. And take in a deep breath and slowly let it out. Now take your legs and make them tight, tight, tight. Feel the tension, squeeze those muscles all the way up to your glutes. Tight, tight, tight. Slowly, slowly let them go. And take in another deep breath and slowly let it go. Now squeeze in your stomach. tight, tight, tight. Feel those muscles tight. Release. Let it go. And take in another deep breath. And slowly let it go. Make a fist and tight, 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 tight. Even your shoulders, you can make them tight, tight, tight. Oh, feel all that tension and slowly let it go. And take in a deep breath. Notice that every part of your body, now your head is even feeling calm. Your shoulders, your stomach, your hand, your legs, your feet. You have found the tension and let it go. As you begin to think about 2025, find the tension and let it go. Understand the power you have within yourself and the power you have within your community. Rather than walk in the fear in 2025, plan to thrive in 2025. Thriving is something you won't do alone. You will thrive when you work on the we and not the I. So I'm not here to be Miss Pollyanna and just say, oh, we just change our thoughts and everything's possible. But if we don't change our thoughts, we can't change our actions. If we don't change our actions, we can't change our community. Yes, there may be things that are working against you, but work in favor of yourself and your community. Well, as we end a few minutes early, I am Bronwyn, the Black Couch Therapist, and yes, I'm here to help you become a better you. Check out my website, ablecc.org, and you'll find out what things are going on for those in the Dallas area. January, the second Saturday in January, I think it's like the 11th. I should have had that date. I'll check it. I'm doing a vision book party here in the Dallas area, in Arlington. What is a vision book? A vision book simply is a way for you, it's like a vision board, but you're going to have an area for a page, a section for different areas in your life, and that is January 11th. So you can come out. It's not an expensive event, but I'll post on my on the Facebook and YouTube and everywhere, and I'll have an update on my website in about a week when I get that location. But check us out. As I said, this year we're going to thrive in 2025. We're going to make it happen. It will be work. I will not deny it. But I will see you when we come back on January 16th. Have a fabulous Christmas, a marvelous New Year, and I'll see you soon. I am Bronwyn, the Black Couch Therapist. I am here to help